temporary best friends.
What's up, TBFs? How y'all doing?
I hope y'all all living well out there for the weekend. Everybody's had a great week and everything like that. Because I know I've had a great week.
Yeah.
And weekend
That's
as well.
Good.
Before we jump in that though, we got to make sure we let everybody know. You need to make sure you go to our Facebook. You need to make sure you go to our YouTube, and you need to go ahead and subscribe. Click that like button at the bottom. You can also find us on Anchor and Spotify and Google Podcasts. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Show us some love. Drop your comments. Also shoot us an email if you want to have any comments or anything like that, or if you want your Black business to be highlighted. Make sure you go ahead and do that as well.
You can do that also by emailing us at temporarybestfriends@gmail.com. So if you want to be highlighted, email us. I'm sorry, this chocolates is just
those blueberry chocolates are pretty good. Yeah. You know where I found those from? I found those from Ross. No, not Ross. The other one. What's
Marshalls?
Yes, Marshalls. Ross didn't have them. Ross is a little bit like right here. You know, Marshalls is kind of like right here. So, you know, that's why I got the chocolate blueberries from there. But but anyway, Jazzy, tell me about what's up. What happened this week? What's good? What's going on?
Nothing really happened this week. It has been a long week for me.
Yeah?
Yes. I mean, I don't even want to get into it, but just so many different aspects of it. It's just been busy, a little bit stressful, but I got through between work, between home, school. This week was just one of those weeks.
What was so stressful? Let the people know. Maybe somebody can help you out there.
No.
Oh, okay. I remember what was stressful. All right.
Yeah. So it's nothing they can help on, but thanks.
Well,
what you been up to though?
This week has been good.
Mm-hmm.
My weekend was great.
Yeah, because I seen you with that big ass fedora hat on.
Hey, did you feel that?
I seen it, but it looked like it covered half your face.
See, that's.
It was a nice picture.
Let's say what Black people do. This is what Black people do. Black people will throw shade in a compliment. You ever notice that? She liked the hat, but she threw a little shade as well. Like, it's a big hat, like it covered your whole face.
So here's the thing. This is the reason why.
Chomping away. Them blueberries is that good, huh? You know they can see you. They can see you eating right now.
Like, I know they want some. So here's the thing. It was not meant to be a backhanded compliment.
Oh, okay.
The hat, I love the hat.
Right.
But as your friend, a friend is supposed to keep it all the way funky with you, right?
So let me know.
So if we were in the house and you said, "Ooh, look at this hat," and put this hat on and was like, "Let's go," I'm gonna say no.
Really?
Because it didn't look like it fit that well. It looked big.
Oh.
Like, if anything, I think you were a handsome fella, right?
I appreciate that.
All right, then you want to show your face. You had you look like a pimp a little bit. But that photo was bomb though. I'm not gonna lie. Your photo was really nice.
It was on point, wasn't it?
It was on point because you got the smile and the pearly whites and stuff like that with the gray stuff going on right there. I just wish the hat was just a little bit smaller.
So the hat needed to be smaller. It's not the fact that you didn't like the hat; it's just the hat.
Yeah, that's it.
So I think it's also probably the way I was wearing it too, right? I was wearing it down like and everything like that. So I'll tell you interesting story behind the hat.
Okay.
The hat was chosen as part of the outfit, right?
Okay.
Me personally, I've never been a hat person. It's just I've never been a hat person.
Okay.
But it was chosen, it was put together with the outfit, and I'll be honest with you, I was like, I'm gonna wear it just because you kind of want me to wear it. That's kind of what you chose for me to wear. And I was like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. You know what makes you happy? All right, cool. Here's the thing. As soon as I got out the car, one old head was like, "Say, young blood, I like that hat, man." So right there, I'm feeling myself. So right? I'm feeling kind of good. I was like, okay.
There it is. That's why you started really rocking it to the side.
I mean, I get into the spot now, and I mean, it was like 3 or 4 compliments on the hat, and I was just like, well, maybe the hat is really actually rocking, right? And it did. So you don't think it went with the outfit, but it actually did go with the outfit. It complemented it very well. The picture is in black and white.
Yeah, I can tell.
So if you, I'll show you the color picture, and you'll see, and it complemented it really well. So I will say, big ups for choosing that hat. You know who you are. A big ups for choosing the hat.
Who chose the hat?
We ain't getting started. So
we got to get into everything
Let me tell you about.
You say we can't get into.
Let me tell you about the rest of the weekend.
No, you be doing that too much.
But
I know, because I'm supposed to. Because you keep putting me on blast on every episode, y'all.
The weekend was bomb. Not only because of the hat, but the weekend was bomb because of the company I was with. I was with really, really good company. I really enjoyed myself, and then we were hanging out with some people that was, what's the word I'm looking for? That was, it was dope people. It was dope vibes, and then it was just like everybody was just like being successful, just being chilling, just hanging out, having fun. You know, had a couple cigars with a couple fellas and stuff like that, and chill. So it was just a really, really dope vibe, dope energy for the weekend. By the way, it was Sugar Land, Texas. Yo, I'm definitely going back to that area that we went to. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So I had a good weekend.
Say this. I don't like how you keep saying we, but you don't say who we is. Because I distinctly remember we discussed last week, and you got to ask me who I was with, what was I doing.
You didn't give any names, though. You didn't give any names.
I said, y'all,
I know who you was with, but you didn't give any. See, but so the weed people that, okay, I see what you're saying. I was with people. Just put it like that.
You was with some friends.
I was with some friends.
Okay.
I have friends outside of y'all. Outside of you.
I didn't say you didn't have friends.
You my best. You my bestie.
I know you wasn't with me, so I'm trying to see who the we was. That's all, brother. That's all. Anyway, on to the next. So what else did you do? So that was your whole weekend?
That was my whole weekend. That was a whole weekend thing. It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. So that was what I did for the weekend. The week was just a typical work week. So I was actually looking forward to my Friday so I can enjoy the weekend and stuff like that. So that was definitely fun.
Yeah. So look, yesterday I went to Ella B's.
Okay.
I went to Ella B's. Love that spot. The vibe is so dope.
Shout out to Ella B's.
Shout out to Ella B's in Arlington. Black owned as well. Live music. Had a great band going last night. Had some good looking oxtails, fried fish, fried catfish. Food was just good. Drinks on point.
Okay.
Vibe on point. Not overly crowded. You do have a reservation for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Okay.
So just let y'all know that. But the hostess, she really hooked us up. We didn't have a reservation, but she let us come in at the bar. But next time we do need to have a reservation, of course. So that was a really dope spot there.
That's what's up.
And then from there, we went back to Iso Mimosa
bar. Oh, yeah, we went to that spot before.
Yeah, so me and my friends went there. It was, crowded.
Right.
It was pretty good, but we didn't have a table. And they don't let you you have to buy a table on Saturdays and Sundays. Fridays you don't have to, but Saturdays and Sundays you have to buy a table. Ooh. So we didn't have a table. We didn't know we had to buy one. So yeah, I didn't last that long. I ain't gonna lie. We did some hookah, we had a drink, and then we went on and rolled out. But it was still good. It was still a good time.
That's what's up.
And I'm actually supposed to be going back today. Not sure if I will, but may just go back after I leave here.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds like we both had a pretty fun and interesting weekend. But it's nothing like being at home, though, right? It's nothing like being at home. And talking about being at home, that's what this month is all about. This month is all about our Homeowner series, where we're going to be talking to different individuals, different businesses that kind of help us out with those homeowner things. Today, we have our guest is going to be Charles Blanchard with Sunrun, a solar power company. And he's going to be talking to us about solar power, talking to us about the power grid, future rates, and things like that. So definitely stay tuned, y'all. When we come back, we're going to have Charles Blanchard, who's going to jump into it with us as our Black Business of the Week.
And stay tuned after that, because we got some discussion to talk about. Our topic of the day.
Yeah.
So topic of the day, what do you guys do when you propose to a significant other and they say no? What you doing? I know what I'm doing.
Mm.
So yeah, let's talk about that. Then we have another part of it.
Oh yeah, what or the 3 things to keep a man happy? 3 things. 3 things to keep a man happy.
I think I know what it is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, we'll be right back in just a few minutes. As soon as I find the actual thing to.
We're gonna do this every time. Like, we should be ready.
I'm already ready. I'm just saying, my
We'll be right back.
I couldn't find the mouse on there.
What's up, Charles? Mr. Blanchard, welcome.
Hey,
How you doing today?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing wonderful, man. We're doing absolutely wonderful.
Good deal.
You know Charles.
Excuse me. Yes, I know Charles.
Okay.
Me and Charles go way back. That is my boy, my brother from another mother back in the other work days. I don't like to mention where I work at because it really ain't nobody business, and I don't want to cross ties.
Right.
So
That part.
my job is where I met Charles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we end up clicking. Charles is like my little big brother, and it was like a group of us, and we used to hang on a regular basis. So, I'm so happy to see you and reconnect with you, and looking forward to what you have to offer us in regards to Sunrun.
Good deal.
This is our homeownership month, so you are starting that whole month off. So I want you to be able to give us what you have to offer and just let everybody know what Sunrun is, what do you have to offer, and what are the benefits. So it's all yours, sir.
Good deal. All right. So you had informed me about the Homeowners Month, and one of the big things we all step into these homes and we forget about sometimes the taxes and insurance that comes with it. And one of the main things when we have a home, we have to have electricity for it, right? And so one of the things, you want to be able to control the rates, but sometimes you can't. At least we didn't think so. But that's one of the things that solar allows us to do is control the ever increasing rates. But more importantly, the same reason people buy a home is the equity. We choose not to rent forever for a reason. Same thing happens when it comes to electricity. You have that opportunity to own your electricity. So, that's one of the reasons I wanted to take advantage of the home ownership month, because you own your home. Now you have the opportunity to own your electricity. And so, yeah, that's what we do with Sunrun. So Sunrun is the largest solar company in the country. And so that's one of the reasons I selected them. You may have heard of them in other regions. They're growing in Texas. Texas is, we're number 1 when it comes to wind production as far as renewable energies. California is number 1 in solar. Right now, Texas is number 2 in solar, but they are looking to become number 1 in solar here, probably within the next 4 to 5 years, I would say.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
So what exactly is it? Is it I drive by houses and stuff, and I feel like I know what it is. It's those black panels that are on the rooftops.
You got it. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And
there it is.
Yeah. So you'll see them on homes, and you'll be surprised. Actually, a lot of businesses have it. IKEA even has solar panels.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, IKEA even has solar panels. And so it's just a new way. It just depends on where you are. I would say most people do it for the financial benefits. Everybody is not opposed to saving some sort of money. Right. And then you also have some people that are extremely conscious of the environment, and they just want to have, a cleaner, energy for the future.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are usually the main 2 reasons. Either they want to go green or they just want to save money, or both.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm all for saving money, honey.
There you go. So on that previous slide, kind of gives you an idea. So particularly here in Texas, what's been going on is everyone kind of has that fear when a storm comes in about the power outages.
Right.
For some people coming from California, rolling blackouts, that is not an uncommon thing, but that is something completely new to Texas. And so basically what the issue is, a lot of people don't know, is with the United States, we have basically 3 power grids. We have the power grid that houses the East Coast and most of the Midwest, and then we have the West Coast. Well, going back, you have to do your history. We don't have time for a history lesson right now. Texas has its own power grid. And so because Texas sits on its own power grid, It's a beautiful thing in the sense of, you can kind of regulate how you want to per se, but then we also can be unregulated, which is why we had the situation that happened last year when it came to the power outages. So we don't fall under the federal government when it comes to our grid, like the East and the West. So they didn't have to beef up a lot of things that most of the other grids have to. And so that's why we ended up with the issue that happened last winter.
Okay.
I was going to ask about that. Okay.
Say it again. Yeah, yeah. And so basically what that is, this kind of illustrates it. This just shows how we get our electricity. It comes from a station, and that along with the distribution you've seen sometimes those really tall metal poles. Well, that's part of the distribution. And then you'll notice the small brown poles.
Okay.
That's also part of the distribution that goes to our home. So way out, probably I would say 6 to 1,000 miles away, that's where most of our plants are. And they have to send that through all these different power lines. That's all the distribution. And then it gets a little bit closer where you see those big silver lines. And then from there, it goes down to those brown power lines. And from there, it's diluted to a little bit of a less powerful power to come to our homes. And so the problem with that is along that process, we lose about 60% of that energy, but we're paying for it. So the equivalent is, let's say you ordered a pizza and you paid $20 for it, but when you open it up, you only have 6 slices. But you
I'm gonna have a whole attitude about that.
right.
Yes.
We got a problem, right?
We got a problem.
That's what's happening with our electricity. We're not getting that same amount, but we're paying for it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So having your solar power on your roof, that kind of alleviates it. So that power station that is hundreds of miles away is now on your roof. So you're getting all of that. And one of the amazing things about that is what's called net metering. So what happens is you have 2 systems. You can have a solar system that goes to a battery. So any excess energy goes into a battery and it's stored. That's cool. I really don't recommend the batteries right now because they're just not cost effective, because we're still working on battery technology as a world. That's why we're just now starting to see more electric vehicles come on board. And Tesla pretty much is dominant because they have a very good battery system. They're not really a car company. They're more so a battery company. They know how to produce it cheaply. So that's why you're starting to see other automakers come on with EV vehicles, because now we're starting to understand batteries. So later on, I would highly encourage batteries because, again, it'll help us put less strain on the grids. But right now, a lot of homeowners are getting their power. And with us being in the Sunbelt state, we're always going to have a lot of sunlight, and we're always producing more energy with solar panels than what we need. So what happens is, this is how it saves everybody and saves yourself as a solar panel owner. All the energy that you get to use it, but there's going to be certain days where you're not going to use all that energy. So it goes back to the grid. And the way that's helpful for everyone is your neighbors who don't have solar, they get to use that energy that you put back into the grid. And for you, you're compensated for on a later day. So a rainy day, a cloudy day where your panels aren't producing as much, you're accounted for all of that extra electricity that you put out onto the grid early on. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So pretty much I get all this energy and I don't use it that day. It goes back to the company or it goes to my neighbors, but later on they'll give me back that energy.
You'll be compensated for it. So let's say
in form of my bill or in form of how's the compensation work?
It comes back in credits. So you get those credits on your electricity bill. So instead of, during those sunny days and the cloudy days come along and you don't have to pay anything, you just use your credits that you use. So it's kind of like rollover minutes for a phone that we used to have back in the day.
I remember rollover.
Yeah, so you kind of look at it like rollover credit. So ideally, you want to have a system that produces what's called offset. You want to have 100% offset, so it generates enough electricity that you use throughout the year, so that you don't have to pay a dime. You might have to pay a connection fee, which ranges between $10 and $15, depending on who your provider is. But if you get the right system, that should be all you have to pay when it comes to solar, $15, and then the cost of your system.
So what is a upfront? Because I've always heard like the upfront cost is the expensive. So as a homeowner, like to get this upfront, but it's saving me money along the throughout, right? But what is that upfront cost looking like?
Very good question. So we're now at a time where solar is just so prevalent and so important, just globally, not just here in the U.S.
Right.
Globally, it's becoming something that's very important. There is no upfront cost because you have a lot of lenders out there that are actually doing the lending for solar. Once upon a time, everybody knows solar, the benefits of it long term. Everybody
Right.
sees the equity in it. Everybody understands it. But it just came to a point where only people who had cash up front could actually take advantage of solar.
Right.
Well, now we've gotten so many people with solar that banks are now allowing people to purchase their system with no money up front. So if you go with the right company, you should never have to pay anything out of pocket. Not a
Ah.
dime.
So I'm assuming Sunrun is one of those right companies where I wouldn't have to pay out of pocket.
Yeah, you don't pay anything out of pocket. So I mean, you're doing good up front. You don't pay anything out of pocket. And then also, as of this year, you still have a 26% tax credit. So
Oh,
you get a 26% tax credit on your system.
Okay.
Yeah, so that tax credit is yours. You can apply that to your system and just have a lower amount, or you can take that tax credit and pay off some higher interest rate credit cards.
Okay.
But
oh
you just
wow.
got 26%. It's up to you. And so
Wow.
Wow.
that's still going on. That happened. They started that back in 2005. President Bush actually put that into place. It was at 30% back then, and it's been incrementally going down. And this is one of the blessings that came from COVID. We were actually supposed to be done with that tax credit last year. But because of COVID, they extended it for all of last year and all of this year at 26%.
Oh, that's awesome. So our viewers definitely want to take advantage now.
Yes. Right.
Because it's no saying when that's going to go away, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So we know for sure to be at 26% this year. It should be at 24% next year, and then after that, we don't know. We're hoping they extend it, yeah. And another great thing about that too, if someone happens to need a new roof when they get their panels, you also can get 26% tax credit on your roof as well as your system.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Did you
wow.
finish with that?
Oh well, I think he was talking through I was gonna show the picture of what your roof is gonna look like. Right? Yeah, this is what this would be a typical look. So I've always also heard about the number of panels that you get. How is that calculated or factored or determined?
Very good question. So the way that I like to do it, some people do it off of square footage. I think that's the worst thing to do. So I would typically, depending on where you live, if you're in one of the bigger cities, Dallas, Arlington, Grand Prairie, you're probably with Encore. So I reach out to Encore. I get your usage for the last 12 months. So I like to see exactly how your household runs for the last 12 months and how much electricity you use. And I build your system off of that.
So as let's say you're a new homeowner, so you don't have that last 12 months, like you just built. How does it work then?
And there's a lot of homeowners who do that. You can go off. I mean, so ideally, my questions are: I get the square footage. Are you planning on installing a swimming pool or adding any additions or anything that could possibly increase your electricity usage and electric vehicles? And then from there, we can add panels. The beautiful thing about solar, it's adjustable to your life. So if you need to add an additional panel, you always can. So if you have 20 panels right now and, life changes, you want to add an addition, add a story, you can always throw in a couple more panels if you need to.
Wow, you guys,
very customizable.
I didn't know that each panel. So just rough estimate. Each panel, I guess, it equates to how many kilowatts of power, or how does that
That's a
work?
very good question. So it really just depends what panel you go with.
Okay.
They range anywhere between 350 to 405 kilowatt panels most of the time.
Okay, so for our viewers out there, what does that equate to per se? I guess in energy consumption.
One panel, as far as energy consumption, probably like power in a bedroom.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. So technically, I guess with that range, then you say power in the bedroom, you generally have about 3 to 4 panels to start off with.
I would say
like a 3 or 4 bedroom house, probably a little bit more.
Yeah, more. I would say the average home in Texas probably has about 8 to 10 panels.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 to 10 panels.
That's good. That puts it in perspective.
Right. So you kind of know what you're looking at. So yeah, everybody out there, man, that's great information. And the reason I'm also very interested is because I've been approached by a solar company, and as having to just built my house, I don't have the 12 months of energy consumption yet.
Right.
So I'm interested in knowing, like, aesthetically, how's it gonna look, and then also like how is it, the benefits of it and things like that. So for our homeowners out there, for our new homeowners and for our old homeowners, definitely, it's great information for us.
Yeah, so this image kind of gives you a good idea of how it looks aesthetically. Um, that's one of the biggest things that come up is like the aesthetics. Like, where are you going to put my panels? I don't want them in the front. I don't want them in the back. And so the rule of thumb with panels is south facing is where you really want to put all your panels. So wherever the south facing part of your roof is, that's where you want to put your panels. Then east and west. As far as north facing panels, you really don't want to put that many up there because the way the sun shifts from east to west, you don't have as much exposure on your north side. Only time you really want to use the north side is if you're needing to get, a couple more kilowatts to get you closer to that 100% offset. So you might put 1 or 2 panels on your north side. But if anybody ever comes to your home, they want to load your north face up, that's not the company to go with. They should know better.
Yeah, like, no, we're not going with you. We're
No.
okay, Charles, where
about
you
to
at?
pay for a system that's not going to generate anything, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Charles, so do you have? We asked all of our people. Do you have any kind of discounts or anything like that you can offer our viewers?
Yeah. So it's not just a set in stone. It'd be pretty much based off of the system.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely. If they can reach out to me, they can. I think I entered a code of Sun 2022.
Okay.
If they want to use that code, or they, if they reach out to you all, and then you all, want to reach out to me. As long as we know that it came from the show, I definitely will offer something, and you guys will get a little something too. So.
Hey. Well, I'm all for that. So you guys out there heard that. Everybody out there listening on Anchor and watching on YouTube, make sure you guys reach out to Charles. And we're gonna have his code in the link and in the bio below for you guys to get that information, get over to him, because this is something that, like you said, as homeowners, we need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's fairly new to Texas. I mean, when you talk about California, Oregon, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, it's kind of a way of life, and it's coming on board in Texas. I mean, it's kind of scary when people don't know about it, but once everybody else knows about it, like I have installs in Murphy, and once I got them installed, now their neighbors are like, okay, I want it now. There's nothing like social proof. So
that is also very true.
Yeah.
I like the way you put that. That's big.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, man, so are you gonna thank you again? Are you sticking around for our topics?
I'd be more than happy to, man. I can never turn down an invite. So if I'm invited.
Anything you want to add, Charles?
No. Like I said, I just take the time. If you are approached by somebody, I would definitely love to be the person to talk to you. But I do highly recommend having that conversation about solar. It is the future. You will thank me later. You will thank someone later, because it definitely does offer that equity. Like I said, it's no different from renting your home versus owning a home. It's the exact same concept. So
tell everyone out there in our listening world, everyone that's on YouTube and everything, you guys can see Charles' contact information, but let everybody out there know how they can reach out to you.
Yes, Charles Blanchard, is my name. And then you have my phone number, 214-418-2219. That will get you directly to me. And then you also have me at charlessolar@gmail.com. And then you can also find me on Facebook as Charles Solar as well.
All right, you guys, everybody heard that. Make sure you guys reach out to Charles. We'll have our code in our link so you guys can get that discount. Temporary Best Friends is trying to hook y'all up, trying to make sure y'all save some money.
Hey,
That's right. Charles, when we come back, we're gonna jump right into our topic. So just take a load off, hang out with us, and we are going to make sure, because you're gonna like this one.
All right, I'm with you.
So we'll be back in like 7 seconds.
There we go.
What's up, y'all? We back with Charles is going to jump in with us in our topic of the week this week, which is a very, very, very interesting topic.
It is. And really, I'll go ahead and start it off.
Set it off.
All right.
Set it off.
The first topic, because we're kind of doing like a 2-topic type of deal today. The first topic is not just men, but what do you do, men or women? And I guess since I'm talking to the fellas right now, you fellas, what would you do if you in a relationship with this person, you think things are progressing along very well, and you say, I'm finally gonna pop the question. You pop the question, big old ordeal, families are there, you just make it a big old scene, and she says no. Like, what do you guys do?
Whew.
So before you guys answer that, if first, I'm not proposing to nobody, so I'm not going to answer on that side of it. But if I was the woman and I was proposed to, which I have been in this situation before, most definitely, and I said no. So what did I do? I chose to walk away. I chose to walk away. Because I just knew at that time I was not ready for that type of commitment because I wasn't getting what I needed out of that. And it was probably more of a selfish thing on my end of it. Because I was just really into I liked the person.
Right. Right.
I thought we had fun, but I didn't see a future with that person.
Oh, okay.
So I continued on the fun part, the like part. But there were certain areas that in his life that he wasn't quite established, I guess, in to make me say, okay, I think I can go forward with this person. And I say established, I don't mean like financially.
Okay.
I mean like healing wise, character wise. It's just little things. So, we talked last week, red flags. You see certain red flags. And so some of those things were just like, I don't know if this is something that I can do
right
rest of my life.
Okay.
So yeah, I chose to walk away from that and just, let's not even go further with it. So Charles, what is your opinion on it?
I don't know if y'all remember, I forgot who that was. It Joe Budden on that show?
Yes. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it, but I remember it happening, and I just remember it being in Times Square and all the people watching, and he got to know, and I was just like, dang, how would I respond to that? You know what I mean? And
right.
I feel like that's a tough one to me. I've never been in that situation, so I don't think I can give you an honest opinion answer because I haven't been in that emotional place, but in my mind, it's kind of like I would, because it's kind of like depending on how much you care about that person, because it's like you might want to go back and reevaluate because it could be on some stuff what you're saying, like, okay, maybe she's seeing something that I'm not seeing, and I need to be more prepared and ready for her in a certain area. So maybe there's some personal accountability I need to take.
Right.
And am I willing to do that for this person? But then you got the humiliating part where you're like, oh, that's kind of devastating,
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. To do something to your pride. You know what I mean? And I know I'm somewhat of a prideful person. You know what I mean? I can admit to that. So it's just like that might be hard to come back from. So I really just think it depends on how deep that love is. As cliche as that might sound.
That's a really, really, really good opinion on that because that does take into account. Because I honestly, before you said that, I was thinking to myself, she say no right then and there. Oh, no, that's a wrap.
Right?
I'm out. Because again, I was also thinking about it in the aspect of the embarrassment, right? It's like also like I've been putting in, not even to even single it out. We've been putting in what I considered, or what I thought we considered as we're building this thing together. So I felt comfortable enough, and I felt to a point where it's like, okay, I can see a future together, right?
Yeah.
I would assume that I've had that conversation with you before I've done that. Like, hey, what if we were to get married or whatever? So it's not just popping a question unbeknownst to you.
That's true.
So I think that's why I just think, okay, well, nah, if we've had this conversation, we said that we're going to do this, and then now all of a sudden I'm asking the question, it's just like, And there's this big scene that we've made.
That's what it is.
Your parents scene and everything and all this.
Ooh, wait, not flights.
I mean, man. And you said
then what do you do after that? Y'all go out to eat? What happens after that? All the family, like, let's go back to the house. And you somber and stuff. Like,
oh man.
What happens? That's very awkward.
That's a tough one, man. Awkward. Yeah, that's that you get real. You be like Lorenz Tate at the end of Dead Presidents. Yeah.
Right.
All the stuff I did for this engagement.
Exactly. See, I feel like a little bit with what you said, Charles, like not necessarily my situation, because that was just, I feel like maybe a one-off because of that certain situation. But if it was somebody that I could possibly see a future with, somebody that I really, loved, I love them. Because if we get to the point of proposal, we already love each other.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So if I do love and feel the same way for that person, but I still feel like there are areas that can be addressed, I would say yes to the proposal to stop to prevent the embarrassment on both parts of this.
Okay.
And then at home, we're going to have a conversation of what we need to succeed in a marriage before we get to the marriage, just to make sure we are all there on the same page. Right. And not necessarily saying, no, I don't want to get married to you in front of everybody. Yes, I do see a future with you. But before we get to that point, there are some things that need to be addressed before we can set a date.
That's okay. So we can't set no date yet. Don't order the cake.
We just can't set a date, and that's okay. Like everybody don't need to know that. So when
long engagements,
so when not necessarily long. I mean, you might wait a little bit. It might be a few months, but you do hear people be engaged for a long ass time. Sometimes I don't want to do that, but let's address some of these things, and we can work on these things. It's almost like premarital counseling, right? You go to premarital counseling to make sure you guys have a good foundation.
That is true.
I like that approach.
So that's something that I would like for it to happen, just to make sure we have that good foundation, we have good communication, and we're just not jumping into it just for the sake of jumping in and say we're getting married. Right. So if family members do ask, so when's the date? Oh, we just haven't said it yet. And then that just avoids the embarrassment, that avoids questions that's going to come along with that, because now you have all family there. You say no. You think that conversation over?
See, now it ain't no no's. Ain't no coming back from no because you should have did it like Jazzy did it. So now you should have said, hold on, we gonna do this, but wait a minute. Now we ain't coming back from it because you done humiliated me.
Right.
So you know what's funny? I just thought about this. I just watched Medea Homecoming. Okay. And in Medea Homecoming, the dude, he proposes to her, and she says no to begin with.
Ooh,
okay. But then it ended up happening to where he then proposes again, but he was about to get down on one knee. You know, Uncle Joe, Joe, like, don't get back down on that knee. Don't do that again. Right, and that's what he said. Don't embarrass yourself twice. Yeah. So it's interesting because if you then have that conversation, then you guys then decide to continue on. That is something that can happen, but yeah, that initial no in front of everybody, I'm out. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think you hit the nail on the head though. You said there should be a good chance that you all have already had that conversation to know that I'm in a place to ask this.
Right.
You know, so I agree with you on that.
Unless some people take things the wrong way. We have a conversation and we're like, yeah, I could see us getting married. That does not mean that I will say yes if you ask me to marry you tomorrow. That means I could see it happening, maybe. We can talk about it a little bit more. That's not an in-depth conversation. That don't mean run out and get a ring.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So it depends on the conversation and the understanding behind the conversation, right? Luckily for me, my situation was not in front of a group of people.
Well, that's good.
Because I would have felt like
that's good.
Shit.
Right.
And everybody's staring at me, and here I am, like thinking to myself, because I would have know. But I gotta try to save face and keep my facial expressions, and just be like, I get up. But I gotta that would have been hard. So it was easier for me because it was just a one-on-one
Understood.
That makes sense. So I think that also can segue into our next topic because both parties have to be happy. So now we do talk a lot about happy wife, happy life, make the woman happy and things like that and all this stuff. But now we do talk a lot. Let's talk right now about the things that keeps a man happy. But let's talk about that. All right, we gonna jump into that. And disclaimer for some of y'all out there, it's gonna be a harsh topic.
Some foul language a little bit.
Yeah. Because I agree. So we both, temporary best friend fans out there, we both saw a post and we dove into it. It was about three things that make a man happy, and I tend to agree because I think all three things relate in some way, right? It can all relate back to those. Right? So the three things. We're gonna jump right into it. Is pussy, food, and peace. Now we can change the first one to cookies, so we can keep it a little sensitive. Right. We can change the cookies.
Okay,
I already said it, so we all get the understanding of it. But right. So the cookies, the food, and the peace. I agree that those three things. I already said it, so we all keep the men happy.
Okay, before we jump into the cookies, I just want to say that's kind of like the same for women. I don't know. I don't know if it's 100%. I'm gonna say for me, that's all I want. Okay, I want some food. I don't know. I don't want no issues. I'm gonna say for me, that's all I want. And let me watch my shows and let me chill.
So let me ask this: if that's the same thing for you, and I'm sure
I'm not saying all women,
but that's what I was gonna ask. If that's the same thing for you, I'm sure that a lot of women out there are going to agree with the same thing for you. So if we are both thinking that. But why is it so hard to get to that? Why is it that there's so much disconnect in understanding that those three things?
It's the peace part.
Why is it so hard
to me? To me, it's the peace part because I feel like the definition of peace between men and women, they're somewhat the same, but they're not. To me, it's you know what I'm saying? Because so I feel like for me, peace is don't bring no bullshit to our home.
Right.
Don't find out no bullshit. Don't do no bullshit. Like I don't want any. For me, peace is don't bring no bullshit. Thing that stirs up find out.
Okay.
Any unwelcome drama. I feel like we should be best friends. We should be on the same page. Thing that stirs up funky. If anything is going on outside the home, we should be able to come to somebody else. I feel like we should be in a peaceful state to have a good understanding, have good dialogue with each other to get to that understanding, and then not have too much drama. That's what I feel like a good piece is. I don't know. I think on the other end of it, for women, we have a tendency not to provide peace to men for different reasons, like nagging, like every fucking thing we got to talk about, right? We need to talk about everything, like. Why you came home 20 minutes late, nigga? I called you 3 times, and not considering the fact that it is Super Bowl weekend and we was at a grocery store and them lines is long. Like we not taking nothing. We just looking at our own feelings at that time, and we start. What women do is we communicate a lot of the times off of emotion.
Ooh.
And so those emotions,
I need a hand clap.
Those emotions tend to get us in trouble with our spouse because now we're not thinking it through. We just letting our emotions talk. So we need to sometimes sit back, take a bigger look at the picture in whole and process it to have a good understanding and kind of like a common sense, come to Jesus moment with ourselves before we address a situation, because a lot of times the situation isn't what it appears to be.
Okay.
But instead of getting to that point, we just jump the gun because we in our feelings at the time.
In your feelings.
So I think that's where us women go wrong. And then of course that's not gonna create a peaceful home. It's gonna create what happens when a woman says, we need to talk.
Oh.
Y'all want to jump out the damn window. Y'all be like, fuck that. We need to talk.
Those 4 words right there.
Crucial.
It's huge. Those
Listen,
4 words is big.
I don't even like those words. Okay. So when I hear we need to talk, I be like, did I do something? Like I start playing back. Did something go wrong somewhere?
That's
What
right.
do we need to talk about? You know, because it's coming off like, here we go, type of thing.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so automatically you get on, how do I need to defend whatever's about to come out their mouth?
That's true.
And now we on defense. Now I'm about to defend something I don't even know what I'm ready to defend. And you about to come off of your emotions, and now we about to just clash. Yeah. It's about to turn into an argument instead of a conversation.
That is true. That's true.
So I think the issue with that 3 things is the peace side of it. We all want food. We all want the sex. Well, most of us. You know, so I feel like those are the easy parts, right?
I'm glad you jumped to peace first. So we talk about that and we get that out the way. You say that the other 2 is easy, but I don't think it's that easy to maintain. There's a difference with saying that it's easy, right? To maintain it is different, right? Because we all go into relationships, we all in a relationship, we happy, we feeling good. Like I know what I need to do to keep my man happy. You know, I'm gonna lay it down in the bedroom, this and the third, and then there starts to begin that slack of laying it down in the bedroom.
I mean,
you start getting
lazy.
Comfortable. Don't tell us. That ain't on us.
Why it ain't?
Tell your sisters out there.
Why?
You saying for us not to get lazy in the bedroom, or you saying for y'all? Oh, so we need to come up with new tricks?
No, right. Well, first you may need to come up with new tricks, because for starters, if you're gonna be married to somebody, you might be married to this person 50 plus years. You don't want to do it the same way every single time for 50 plus years. That shit gets boring, period.
You right.
So at some point, you're going to have to figure out what we need to introduce into our bedroom to spice things up. So it's not good. It's when I say don't be boring, that don't mean just on the men's side of it. It's going to take both parties to figure out what can we do to make it spicy and keep things going. I do want to say one thing. We have somebody on Instagram who kind of chimed in. She said, of course, keep it spicy all the time. You know, don't just wait until things start getting boring because you already in the irritated mode. So you want to make sure you start off spicy and keep it spicy. Now, I would not say start off doing all 100 freaky things, because then you ain't gonna be able to keep all 100 freaky things up. Just add one thing at a time, you know, maybe by the month or the year or something like that.
By the year.
I mean, what I mean by that, like if you guys already do XYZ on a nasty level, and then you say, well, you know, maybe I want to introduce, you know, this kind of kinky toy to the situation.
Right.
Yeah. You know, maybe it's gonna take the men a little time to get to that. Like, hold on, sister. Okay, I'm with you, but give me a moment to process this.
Okay.
So I'm not saying a year, but you know, sometimes you gotta gradually introduce certain types of kinky, right?
That is true. That is true.
Another thing I want to say, she said spontaneous and spicy. So you want to make sure to keep it spontaneous. I think that is a great thing right there, because I'm not gonna tell you what I want.
Tell them what you want.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But just really quick to jump back, she did mention, as far as the peace part, that us feeling like those that feel like they want to jump out the window when somebody says we need to talk. She feels like it's only if you did something that you would feel that way. You guys agree?
I agree. I also think you knowing your partner, right? It's like being able to just take that criticism from somebody I don't know versus somebody I know who got my back. You know what I'm saying? Like taking criticism from your mama, your daddy, your grandma versus taking criticism from somebody you don't know. You're going to pop off on that person you don't know, more likely. You're going to take it some type of way versus the people you know and who love you. And, you know, it's you know the intentions behind it. So I think if it's a person that, you know where y'all are and you know the intentions and motives, and they say, hey, we need to talk, you know, you may not receive it as bad. It's more so, okay, baby, what's wrong? What's going on? Versus, oh my God, you know what I mean? So
right. So like if you just starting to date somebody, it's probably gonna be like, oh my God. I know it is for me. If I first start dating somebody and they're like, we need to talk. I'm like, it is too early for this bullshit. Like, what are we, why? What are we talking about? Like, that's how I get. And it has nothing to do with anything that I've done. You know,
but you don't know that. You don't know how the other person's receiving something that you've done unless
I mean like as in did something like cheating or anything like that. Okay, that's what I mean. I know it wouldn't be something that obvious. I have, yes, obviously done. Now, if it's something where maybe I'm saying something wrong, maybe I'm like doing something that I can tweak a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always open for that type of communication because if I don't know I'm doing something wrong, I can't correct it.
Right. So
I am always open for somebody just keeping it a buck with me because that's how I am with other people. But if you just like, we need to talk because you just stay in your damn feelings all the time, I don't even want to be with no man that's always crying about some bullshit. Like, why are you always crying? Why are you always in your feelings? So that don't work for me.
So you need to make sure you do the 3 things to make him happy.
No, I don't want to be with him to even have to do those 3 things. If you always crying. No, if we got to talk every week, no. At some point, you got to chill, okay?
Right.
Like, enough is enough. So
let me tell you what. If you're doing the first one, right? I promise you this. Listen, it almost goes in sequence. Goes in sequence. Think about it. If you're doing the first one, if you're giving the cookies up, right? You're giving the cookies up. He is satisfied and satiated. You're probably not gonna want to talk about a whole lot because you know you're getting cookies anyway, right? And then once you give him the cookies up, generally, if he's laying it down right, guess what you'll tend to want to do?
What?
Cook and eat.
Well,
so y'all gonna eat. You want to eat regardless. But what I'm saying is, it goes in a sequence. He laying it down right. You're giving him the cookies good.
Okay.
So now we cooking. So you give him the cookies and you cooking and eating. Guess what he's gonna have?
Peace.
That arguments. A lot of arguments are also solved with sex.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of arguments are pacified with sex, not solved because the issue is still there.
No. Because after sex, you guys can have a good conversation.
And you have a good conversation.
You have released some things. You have released some anger. Angry sex is great sex, is it not?
I agree with you there.
Okay, you have released some things, and now you might find a space and find an ability to have a conversation and talk.
That.
I don't know, man. I done had some of them good cookies, and you still ain't shit.
Deuces. Thank you, but I'm not having this conversation with you. Like, damn. Kim says she agrees with the guys. Okay, all right.
Appreciate it, Kim. Appreciate it.
All right.
So I'm saying though, the first 2 line up, you generally get that third one that fall into place.
Okay.
I think there's a succession of things in that.
So here go another thing.
Because here's the other thing. But here's the other thing. If you try to start with number 3, but you ain't doing number 1 or number 2,
that ain't gonna work.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might want to. I'm gonna give you some peace, but at the same time, let's be honest. We are still carnal creatures, right?
Yeah.
Like you might have somebody that's practicing the whole. I'm gonna try to stay silent. So you respect that, but generally, if you're that attractive person and y'all haven't had that conversation where y'all are gonna do those things, and then you choose not to do that, or whatever case it be, hey man. So if you start on the back end, it's harder to get to, so you might want to start on the front end and then you automatically fall into the back end.
So Kim also said, thank you, Kim, because you on this one today, okay? Kim said men are more vulnerable after they've had a nut.
Absolutely true.
But let me tell you how much we agree with that, because a lot of the times us women use giving you a nut to get what we want.
That is also absolutely true.
Can't deny that.
Because we know if we can make sure you good, we gonna get what we want in return.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So most times, right? Here's my thing though, because you said like as if in that men we want that, we want the sex part, we want the cookies, right? And things will be all good if we get the cookies. What about y'all who can't hang like y'all say y'all can? What about those who be like, oh, we want the cookies, but then after round 1, y'all want a nap? The fuck? Like, no, we not finished. What about those women that want round 2 and 3 and y'all think y'all done did everything in your power? Now you deserve peace and food and shit, but we still like, no. At what point do y'all feel like, okay, maybe I should contribute to me getting some food and peace by doing a little bit more? Because you can't just be like, if you just give me this good nut, I'll get some food and peace. Nah, nigga, because we gonna need something in return. Okay.
Right.
We gonna if you can't get to 2 or to round 3, then you're not gonna get to 2 in food, and you ain't gonna get to 3 in peace. So we gotta work with each other here, right? So that's my thing. So men, they always want to start off like they gonna put it down, they gonna be able to do this, and then all you gotta do is give a man some ass, some food, and some peace, and we gonna be good. You got a great relationship. Absolutely not. That's not where it is. That is not it.
Right.
Hey, your boy Taj said, give y'all some oodles and noodles.
And that's all y'all will get if we only got round 1. All you getting is some top ramen, okay? That's all y'all get is some top ramen if you only get a round 1. I need more than round 1. All right? I'm sorry, Kim. I know I wasn't supposed to tell that secret. But yes, we need more than just because the thing is, I think you men feel like when y'all get one off, everybody's happy.
So here's the thing, right? As I have developed in my what's the word I'm looking for? As I've gotten better at sex, let's just be honest. As you get older, you get better at sex.
Okay.
If you start taking into consideration your partner, right?
Right.
That's the key. You take into consideration your partner.
Because you learn your partner.
Exactly. As you start doing that, and you get better at pleasing it. It becomes a factor of I want to please that person versus I want to get mine.
Yes.
When you go into it like that, worrying about but making sure you're pleasing the other person, you gonna get yours.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
every men's mentality is not like that, though.
Fellas.
I think the winners, if you're a winner, it's like that.
You think it's what?
If you're a winner, that is your mentality. If you're a winner, because across the board, you want to be the best. And so for me personally, I guess that's that Virgo in me. I'm trying to be an experience. You know what I mean? You ain't never gonna say Charles came up short on nothing. You know what I mean? Particularly that bedroom.
Okay,
so
I feel that.
It's always an intentional thing. Like, I'm always asking questions like what you into, what you like. So then I'm taking notes, and then here we go. You have to ask me about it.
So then you getting tacos, cakes, you getting fried chicken, you getting yams, you getting it all, Charles. And then after that, we gonna leave you alone.
There we go.
You gonna have your peace.
Ty said, "What if he don't got the lung stamina?" Ty, I don't know what to say, brother.
Then he needs to do some exercises to
build that stamina.
Figure out other way. If it ain't the lung stamina where you can rock the hips, and you about to be the lung stamina where you can rock the lips. I mean, it's got to be something, right? Like you got to figure out. Yeah. You got to figure out how you.
Honestly speaking, he can throw in a couple more leg days and it help.
Leg days.
That's right. Fitness helps.
Fitness does help with
all
stamina.
Of that, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, fitness also helps to make you eat more, so you don't want to eat more, and it gives you more peace. It's another way to get.
And they got supplements like herbal supplements and stuff too, Taj, like ashwagandha and stuff like that that'll help you too.
I haven't put that in my regimen yet.
Yeah, I got jinx.
I got it at the house. I'll make you some pills.
You got it. You tried it, Charles.
No, all I used to do was jinxing. That's all I used to do.
Oh, okay.
Jinxing. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to help out a lot.
Yeah, I got some natural herbal supplements that'll help some brothers and some sisters out as well. So that's even coming soon to tickle my fancy tea. I'm gonna have some capsules that I'm putting together for
look at that.
Struggle in those areas, and not just struggle, but just to help all together.
Right.
Shameless plug, but I love it though. I love it. That's what we do. That's what we do here at Temporary Best Friends. We still support and shout out all of our black business. So I love it. Hey, so it seems as though the consensus is we all agree on those three things play a big role in the factor, not just keeping the man happy, but also keeping the woman happy from your perspective.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. I love it. Yeah. Hey, y'all out there on YouTube and on Instagram and on Anchor. Hit us up, send us an email, send us a message, hit us up in our comment section and let us know what do you think about the three things. Are those the only three? I know that there's more probably, but we feel that those are the three main things that will keep let's say not a man, but keep a relationship happy, right? Keep your partner happy, right? So definitely go out there and hit us up and show some love on and let us know what you guys think about that. Charles, man, we love it. We love the fact that you had an opportunity to spend some time with us and give us your input. We love the fact that you provided some information about solar power and getting us started on our homeowners series this month. We really appreciate your time. Any last words for our guests and our viewers out there? Hit them up, Charles. What you got?
Wait, before you jump into that, really quick, Charles, I do want to ask you really quick. We do stream for Texas, but also nationwide. Is there any way, or do you have any connects for those who are interested in some type of sun solar outside of the state of Texas?
Yeah, so with Summer, like I said, we are the largest solar company in the country. So 9 times out of 10, I'll be able to help them out or give them some sort of guidance.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, now go ahead. Yes, plug away.
Oh, yeah, no. So, yeah, you all just take that opportunity. It's something that is very, very important and definitely beneficial to any homeowner. I can't emphasize it enough. I have them now. I have some family members that now have them. So I'm a huge advocate for it. Just do your own research because I understand, like I said, social proof is a very big thing in today's age. So get that information. I'm a geek about solar, so don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would definitely love to have a conversation with you about it. And I really appreciate you all giving me the opportunity to come in on your platform and speak what I'm excited about. So I greatly appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, and we enjoyed having you, Charles. We really appreciate the time you took to give us this information because we're not going to lie, we was dumb to
right.
Offer, okay? We were like, what? We didn't even know what questions to ask. We said, you know what? We just gonna wait till he tells us, then ask the question.
All right, I'm here for it.
Yes. So thank you for the knowledge.
Yes. Charles, we definitely want to have you back on again another time, and we really, really appreciate it, man. So enjoy the rest of your evening and holla at us. We gonna make sure we get your code out to everybody out there.
Indeed.
So they can get that discount that you got for them. All right.
I appreciate it, y'all.
All right. Good seeing you, Charles.
Take it easy.
All right.
All right, y'all. So now we're gonna finish up with our announcements. Chaz, we got the big our business segment.
Yeah, so we have a good networking event for those that are business owners looking to be business owners. April 15th. Out here in Fort Worth at 3101 East Rosedale from 4 to 7:30. You guys make sure you go to our link in our Instagram bio to try to register if there's still space for registration. I know it's going to be a pretty big event. You're going to have temporary best friends there, not hosting, but talking to the different business owners that are there. It's a good opportunity to exchange business cards with everybody, to get your face out there, to, just learn what other people have to offer and also put your services out there as well. So make sure you go hit that link up, register, come to that networking event. It's going to be an amazing opportunity, some drinks, some snacks, things like that. Lots of good people hosted and put on by our good friend James Walker with James Walker Realty. So make sure you go check it out, you guys. It's going to be a great time. And again, you're going to have TBF there. TBF. So it's going to be a good time just because we going to be in the house, right? So make sure you guys go hit it up so we can see you faces out there and chop it up.
Hey, man, so definitely make sure you hit that link down at the bottom. Hit that subscribe button, all right? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and catch us on as we drop all of our new episodes. Again, this month is going to be about our homeowner series, so we're going to have more homeowner information coming up throughout the month. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram. This is your temporary best friends, y'all.
And we out. Hey.
So